I'm back again. So, this is gonna be an intro to my brother's NDE. If you don't know what an NDE is, it's a near-death experience. My niece got murdered. I really got on NDEs a lot, and just wanting to understand death, not wanting to fear death, but more understand it. And I remember my brother telling me his NDE, and that was 2008. He made the video in 2014. Okay, so anyways, that was 2008. It might have been 9. Anyways, I was watching the videos and I got really emotional and I was crying. Oh, and the things he said, just seeing my mama and my daddy come to the hospital, seeing him like that. He had got stabbed in his heart. He had open heart surgery. Um, and they said he died for 3 minutes. Now, he said when he came back in his body, they was putting like the tools up and stuff, just looking sad. And he said he sat there for like 15, 20 seconds before he took his breath. He knew he was in his body. He knew he was coming back to his body because he was going through the stars. Like he said, he was coming down. And he waited. He was looking at him, but he waited. And then when he went and took that deep breath, and then they turned around like, oh my God, you're there. So mind you, this was so crazy. They had already was putting their tools up. They wasn't working on him when he came back. They had done what they done. God brought him back to his body. He was looking around like, I see them over there putting their tools up and stuff. Let me take a deep breath. And when he did, the heart monitor came on. And they all turned around like, oh my God, he's back. He's back, right? And so this is the only hospital in Indianapolis that does this heart surgery. And he just happened to be around the corner. And this was the second time that this doctor did this surgery. And the first time the patient didn't survive. Okay. And so, the doctor did what he did, but my brother, they had pronounced him dead. He was dead 3 minutes and then came back to his body. And that's why I say sometimes we get to choose if we want to be here or if we are ready to leave. I think sometimes it might just be your time, but sometimes, when you go and you get to talking to God, and your spirit family, you just never know. We just don't know. And that's what's so amazing to me. So I've been watching NDEs, y'all, and I just felt like I need to put my brother's story out here. Now, my brother left here August the 17th. He was shot 7 times. We still don't know who did it. He laid there for 32 minutes. He fought, and he left. And that was my best friend. And what's so crazy is I was screaming. I'm driving and I'm screaming, y'all. I'm like, Johnny. Like, I'm hurt. I'm so hurt about this in my life. I miss my brother. And I almost lost him once, and he came back and he gave us, more years. And while I was crying, I was asking him to be with me. Show me that you with me, bro. Don't, because we was like this. And I really understood him and he understood me. And he said in his NDE, he seen me. Like when you see, your life review. I don't think he had a full life review, but the first scene he seen was me and him and something he had did to me when I was little. Now, on my arm, okay, on my arm it says 212, okay, right here. And when I was crying, um, and I was watching the video, and dispatch had called me, and I didn't even answer. I told him, I said I'm about to stop because I knew I had to take my 30, right? And I'm like, bro, show me you with me, bro. Show me you with me, bro. Y'all, why when I said that it's about to be my exit in 2 point, I think it was 2.1 miles when I seen it. Why was the exit 212? Y'all, if you just don't know, you just don't know. Because that shit's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And so, yeah, I just want to share his story. So, I'm about to make a video. I appreciate y'all watching. And, don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel. Okay, I'm trying to grow here. Like, comment, subscribe. Anyways, it's about to be my breaks over. Like, comment, subscribe. I love y'all. Thank you. And like Junie said, he said eternal life, eternal heart.
What's up, world? This is Jordy Charles III, aka motherfucker, hey nigga. But yeah, on this video, man, we gonna talk about the dream sequence. You know what I'm saying? When I got to see God, the King. You know what I'm saying? And some other God. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's Johnny Charles III, Howville Fetty, aka Cross Country Fresh, Fetty Fresh, aka Fresh Fetty, aka Fetty Fresh Out West America motherfucking best. Okay, yeah, it's the Howville Fetty shit. It's the, oh yeah, J Dr. Hall, Clientele House, you know what I'm saying? Don't Stop Productions, free my nigga JG. Nigga Boosie just got out. You know what I mean? R.I.P. PLC. Left Eye, Aaliyah, and some more. Easy. Back Dreezy. All my niggas that ain't make it till right now. But shit, we get to live forever. That's the point of this video, so I guess they gonna live through me right now. They living through some others, but shit, right now I'm about to put it down. So anyway, okay, so what had happened? I got stabbed in my heart and my lung. One stab. About to die. The little shyster, the little weaselly nigga. So then, I finally had one on now. At the hospital, and I was at the bottom. I went on relax after I swallowed my Pinax. So, turn around, and okay, I have awareness, but it's in the dream state, right? So, I got to think about dreams. I used to have helly nightmares. You know what I'm saying? When I was a little nigga, I used to have helly nightmares off them scary movies and horror flicks and shit. Man, I used to have helly nightmares. Like my first wet dream was the white bitch on motherfucking Poltergeist and shit. Not Poltergeist, The Exorcist and shit. That was my first fucking wet dream. You know what I'm saying? This shit affected me because. But anyway, my real nightmare started off a night of living dead. It was a different kind of living dead, man, that we seen at the drive-in, and that motherfucker fucked me up. It wasn't the night of living dead when they turned over the little barrels of the shit. the army motherfuckers. It was another one that motherfucker fucked me up. I used to have these fucked up dreams, and then but they never could get me. You know, I always would do some type of shit, something or the other, where they could never could fuck with me. But you know, they would be so horrific. Like when I got up and I would think about this shit, and then I would be so terrified that I had to come up with a way to control this shit because I figured if I could realize that it was a dream, then I could do some more of that shit that last second shit that I was doing. That made them not be able to never fuck with me. And as I started doing it, I figured that if I could realize that it was a dream, then I could do it and it would work. It did work. I figured that if I could realize that it was a dream, then I could do it and it would work. It did work. It would work, but I never fully got mastered that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about this dream, okay, so when I have awareness and I'm look around and I'm on it's all as far as I can see is just gray ground, like gravel, loose gravel. Not no fucking rocks, it's just gray dirt. But it ain't no fucking craters and shit, so it wasn't a fucking moon. It might have been Pluto or some shit, cuz. So, but anyway, because it was littler. It was littler than the Earth. You know, as far as you can see that away, you can't see only but so far. But this shit was littler. The edge of that motherfucker, it wasn't just as big as the Earth. You know what I'm saying? And then it was the blacks. It was the heavens like space and shit, and the stars. Like I was really close to the stars, so I know I was out there. And shit, man. I'm like, where the fuck is this? Cause I don't have space dreams. For one thing, I never had a space dream. Ever. I never had a Star Wars dream, no space science, sci-fi shit, none of that shit. You know, so I never had none of that shit. So I'm like, where the fuck is this? And then at that second, it was like to my right, maybe 45 degrees, maybe 10 feet out, 8 to 10 feet out, it was the fucking vision popped out right there. Just a blur out of the fucking air, like a fucking flash screen, but it wasn't no flash screen, it was just a blur around the motherfucker, but it was a scene of me and my little sister when I was maybe 9 or 10, and she was like 3 or 2 or something, and I probably did something mean. Like took something from her, pushed her or some shit, some unnecessary shit. When I seen it, when I seen it play, I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I looked in and I see us at the fucking corner there, outside of the house, like we were shorties outside playing, but it might be one of like my first memories of doing some bullshit. It wasn't like I didn't do no crazy shit, but it was just like some little mean shit or something. And I immediately looked down. I immediately looked away, like, uh-oh. And I looked away, like, man, what the fuck is that playing for? And then with that thought came, I know I ain't dead. But then with that thought, it was like, shit, that one shit just happened. So, and then with that thought, I heard some talking to the left of me. Maybe 45 degrees the same way. And so I hear some people talking, so I'm looking at them like, who is these people? I'm thinking of people at the time. And there was a line of them. Now my vision focused in, locked in on the middle one. And he was the king. He was the king, like a majestical type of nigga, man. And I'm saying nigga because you know what I'm saying. My eyes got to. I got to feast my eyes for just like a half a second or something, but then you know what I'm saying. They like, bloop, like bump my vision out from them. Like everything went white, like all light, everything. You know what I'm saying? But like when I locked on him, it was like me, like us. But the lines of his everything was just a light, a thin light, thin white light. You know what I'm saying? All this shit was a thin white light. Wasn't no goddamn skin, all this shit was just a thin white light. So he like bumped my shit out for him, and I'm like, so then I'm like blinking, rubbing my eyes, shaking my head, trying to look like a motherfucker just came up out of some water and the shit is blurry. I'm trying to work and focus your vision. I'm trying to focus my vision back on him again, but that shit ain't working. Like I'm coughing and shit. And I'm staring and I'm rubbing my eyes and I'm trying to see him again. But I could see I could see him in a line, but I could not lock back in on him again. Because it was like, man, shit, that's all you get to see, my nigga. Run and tell them that. Basically. For you bitch ass niggas. I mean, y'all don't have to. It's the thing is, they don't want you to see. You niggas be talking, well, I seen. No, you didn't. I don't believe you. Because they don't want you to see him. You know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker talking about, well, I seen God in it. The other motherfucker that didn't see him is not going to believe him. So, this is, they want some undisputable shit. So as the story go on, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, for those that's looking, then it's something for you. It's something for you in the story. So anyway, so I'm rubbing my eyes, I'm looking, rubbing my eyes, I can't see. I mean, I can't fucking lock my vision down on them again to the point where, cause I want to see fucking details and shit now. You know what I'm saying? I want to see who the fuck are they? And I can't figure out why. How did my shit just get blurred like that? All in 1 second, I'm just figuring all this shit out. I'm like, I'm thinking I'm about to lock in on them again, but it ain't working. So at that point, I'm like, you know, I'm staring at these people and gawking at them and shit for this long time. I have never stared at nobody like this. Like, I need to look away and look back. And look away and look back type of shit, because they haven't said nothing to me as of yet, but they finna fucking cuss me out if they just, I keep staring at them like this. So I looks away, look back, and look away, look back, and one of them said something to where all of a sudden I knew they was talking about me. And I don't remember what it was said, but at that time, but it was like at the same time I figured I knew that they could hear what I was thinking and shit, and I wasn't saying nothing out loud, so I'm like, they can hear my shit. So I'm thinking like, damn, am I hearing them talking? Or is they just thinking some shit and I can hear that? So I try to look at them and shit again. I'm rubbing my eyes, shaking my head, all this shit. It ain't working. Do it over and over again. It ain't working. So I looked away because I'm like, their listening shit was working. So then I hear one say, you sure you're the right one? And then I heard one say, you sure it's the right time? And like a couple of these voices was female. you know. But anyway, one of them was like, one of them said, this was a majestical type of nigga that said this, and it wasn't the king. It was one of the other ones. But he said, look at the type of shit he be doing though. He didn't say shit, and he didn't say look at. He said something real dignified, and in the most dignified tone I ever heard. And he was like, basically, the idea what the fuck he was saying. Look at the type of shit this nigga be doing though. Right? So I'm like, hold the hell no, who the fuck is this one? So I'm trying to look again now, fuck that. Do it a couple times, it ain't working. Fuck it. Hey look. Looked away because that was the only shit that's working. Because like I said, when I stared at him again, it was just a white blur around them, but I couldn't see them no more. I mean, like, no details of trying to see no shit. It was over for all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they first flashed, like I said, it was all white everything that first time. But now, you know what I'm saying? It was, I could almost see them, but I could not lock my vision down on them. So, anyway, I want to make this video shorter. So, I'm gonna just say the main shit. So, this nigga, he says, look at the type of shit he be doing though. Look at him, can't see him, so I look away. And then the last one I remember, hold on. Now, these other ones, they was scrutinizing me to the king. The one I'm talking about was in the middle. They was saying shit about me to him, but he never said shit. And then when I thought about that, at this time, when after the one, the dignified nigga said something, I'm like, thinking about him, and all of a sudden I knew that he had my back and he was down with me. Like, he didn't never say nothing, but he was like, he didn't have to see just sitting there listening to them. Like, maybe that was their job to tell him some shit, make sure he was good, you know, counseling the nigga or something. But he was like, basically he had a feeling like, that's my nigga, man. I know what the fuck's going on, man. He cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch type of shit. He didn't never say nothing. Like, he didn't have to, I mean, if that's what he thought, like, his shit wasn't like theirs. Like, theirs, it was like, I thought I mean, what I thought I was doing was hearing, but I wasn't using ears because it was in the spirit realm, you know what I'm saying? I was out of this body, you know what I'm saying? But as for him, it was just a feeling like he was down with me, he didn't say shit. He didn't have to. So, but anyway, so the last thing I remember is one of them said, what if he don't want to go back? And then I immediately, that's the first time I spoke up and said some shit, because the rest of the time it was like when you're a little child and your mom and daddy talking about you, or your auntie and uncle talking to your mama and your daddy or something. They talking about you, you know they talking about you, just sitting there and shit, and listening and shit. Cause you know, that shit is fucking above you. You know, so I sit there listening, but it was like, not motherfucker, I take this shit back, sorry. But the last one was like, what if you don't even want to go back? And I said, yeah. I was going to say, hell yeah, I want to go back. But I caught myself. I said, I mean, yeah, I want to go back. And I was immediately, I was out of there. Like I was in motion. Now I probably went up. But then the next thing I realized, it was like I was coming down. Not to that place, but to here. Again. And on the way down, like I'm going past the stars and shit. Like, you know, when they warp the light speed on Star Trek and shit, but I'm not in nothing. I'm just shit, floating. I don't need no fucking spaceship or none of that shit. So I'm like, Yeah, I get to go back. Yeah, I get to go back. But, and what was the point I wanted to make? How do I say it? Oh yeah, I always need because I thought about all the little points of this shit thousands of times, and they gain more meaning over time. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that I checked myself when I was curious, say hell yeah, I want to go back, and I checked myself. You know what I'm saying? Is because I had realized before the end of this short dream that they was something. They wasn't people. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked like people, but I had gained that respect already, and I knew that it wasn't nothing that I could fuck with. Like it was not. It was. I didn't. I did not come to the conclusion that that was goddamn until way after I was back, and I started conveying this story to people and talking about it. And more important points came out every time I talked to different people. Different shit would come out to me that I was thinking about. But like I said, I was emotional. I was like, yeah, I get to go back. I get to go back, and I was glad, and I was happy, and I was grateful and thankful and shit. I'm like, yeah, I get to go back. I get to go back. I kept saying it over and over. And then the next thing I remember, cut to the point when I woke up in the surgery room, and the doctors and the nurses, they got their head down, they putting their little utensils up and shit. And I'm looking around like, what the fuck they all stand for? But shit, you know, to them, they had lost one, which was me and shit. But then they got one back, but shit, they just didn't know it yet. Because God didn't want to come back, you know what I'm saying? He did. The doctor, I'm very thankful to him. You know, he came to see me the next day. He called me the miracle man and shit. So now you the miracle man, shit. He said, I just did what I was trained to do, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I mean, I only did that surgery to one other person. You the second one, and you the only one that survived. And if you wasn't this close to this hospital, it's the only hospital that do that surgery, crack that chest open surgery in this city. So I'm like, wow, but anyway, on this day when I come back, the day before that, and they looking down, they putting this shit up. I'm like, yeah, I'm back. I'm like, yeah, I'm back. Thank you. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Thank you. And I was just so wrapped up in that, you know. I don't know for how long, shit, how many seconds and shit, maybe 15, 20, not too long, probably not 30 seconds. But then when I finally decided to calm down a little bit, I took a deep breath. And then the heart monitor started beeping again. Beep, beep, beep. I'm like, ah. Okay, so then the doctor's like, oh my god, he's awake and all this shit. Right. Okay, bam. Then which, okay. So that was that on that. The nurse in the ICU, the recovery little room, intensive care unit, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? The next day, that bitch tried to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Try to let me suffocate on my own flame like that. A tube to my mouth, and it had a little tube, a little something to catch the phlegm coming out of my throat and shit. And them motherfuckers damn near clogged all up and shit. And then when I told the bitch, the old ass wicked white bitch, the old wicked white bitch. And when I asked her, could she vacuum it out, and she repeated everything I said right back to me. Oh, the flame is building up in your tube, and you want me to vacuum it out for you? I'm like, yeah. And then she was like, okay, hold on, wait, I'll be right back. And she walked out the room, came back in, pushed my little drug thing to my arm about 6 times, which it was only supposed to be 2 every 4 hours. When I was recovering for the 5 days after that in the hospital, they said I only did two. You could push it twice every 4 hours. This bitch pushed him up for the 6 times and then tied my arms to the rails of the hospital bed with 2 pieces of linen. I don't know where the fuck she got them from, but yeah, she tried to fucking let me flat. I mean, I fucking flatline her 10 or 12 times, man, over and over and over again in that fucking room, man. And she would come in every hour, maybe once or twice an hour, man. And she would either ignore me or she would breeze past. I know what you want me to do. You want me to take your tube out. The doctor said you can't. Bitch, you know what the fuck I want you to do. You don't gotta take the goddamn tube out. I want you to vacuum the motherfucker out. But she knew. I mean, sometimes I feel like maybe she think I'm trying to be smart, or maybe she think I'm trying to tell her how to do her job. You know how white bitches be, man, you know what I'm saying? Or really niggas trying to act white too, man, you know what I'm saying? These days. But, it was like, she was trying to kill me, trying to let me die before shit was over. And, maybe somewhere in the middle, towards the end, one of them times, and I prayed to God, and I started talking to God. I had came back, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, shit, man, this shit ain't working, man. I'm trying to ask this bitch. She just stay ignore me. I started talking about the God, like, God, what's up, man? Like, shit. Come on in now. Shit, you let me come back. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I'ma fight. I ain't gonna give up and shit. It's getting hard. It's hurting. You know, shit. Anytime now, you can come on in now. I know you ain't bring me back just to let me for the die by the hands of this bitch.
Feel me?
And shit, so.
I know she didn't take that shit away.
Then I slowly flatlined again, man. My breath would go. This is how it would go every time. If my breath would get spaced out, it's like I would try to pull and I couldn't get one, but if I wait, I might get a little sip every 15, 20 seconds, man. If I try, that shit got spread farther and farther till I would feel my heart stop. I would feel my heart stop. After I couldn't get none, when it got to the point where I couldn't get none again, no breath, and then I will feel the heart monitor. I will hear the heart monitor. It will be slowing down there to the point it would just flatline. And I'm like, oh, I feel my heart like, and then the motherfucking heart monitor. And I'll be like, oh shit, here we go again. Like on that, I'll be trying to get a breath. I was thinking it, and I was thinking about that kung fu show with Grasshopper and shit. You know what I mean? And he was old. One of the older ones when the motherfucker tried to shoot him and shit, and he had to play dead. You know what I'm saying? And he knew how to. He trained himself from a kid, and even when he was older, to slow his breath down where a motherfucker couldn't feel his motherfucking heart or no pulse and shit. When he was young, he used to dive off cliffs and shit into the water, and he might have to hold his breath for a minute and a half, 2 minutes before he can come back up. And then when I seen that show about the motherfucking little niggas in Panama and shit, they be working at the coca leaf factories and shit, stomping on all the coca leaf, but they be rolling them up, smoking them, smoke straight coca leaf. They be 8, 9, 10, 11 whole motherfucking grill fell out and shit like an old ass nigga. Cause they smoking straight coca leaves and shit, but they be diving off the cliffs too, and they can hold their breath for 2.5, 3 minutes and shit like that. So I'll be thinking like, if there's any time I can do that shit, let it be now, And I haven't really thought about this shit, and I've tried to do it. But anyway, I end up coming up out of this shit like in the morning. I will shake back every time, but in the morning when her shit was over and the young white bitch came in, And I was at the point of desperation shit, and the bitch was just pushing, must have been pushing my drug button to the point to where, the drugs had me delirious, but I could still think, but I couldn't fucking, it wasn't even nobody coming in there that I could talk to, man. I seem to remember wishing my family, one of my family members that I love, and somebody would come in there, and so I could tell them. And my sister said they even did let them come in one time, but I was probably so fucked up that I couldn't even fucking say nothing or communicate to them. So, but anyway, I came up with a plan, like if somebody else come in there, then I was gonna let them be close to my bed, and then I was gonna try to spell phlegm on their arm. So in the morning, when I had came to a little bit, and this young white bitch had came in, and she looked at my clipboard, and then she came to the side of my bed. She was looking at me like she was feeling sorry for me. So I peeped and I seen her. So then I tried to reach my hand over there to her arm, and I touched her arm, and she was like, "Oh my God!" Jumped back and shit. And she was scared of the motherfucker, right? It's funny now, but she jumped back, but her fucking eyes was still looking at my hand and shit in my fingers, so I went on ahead and spelled phlegm. And then the old white bitch, she come in, pranced her motherfucking ass in. So I know I did not stop the video. Okay, man. I don't feel like doing this shit twice and shit again, man. But anyway, so the old white bitch come in, prancing in. She like, oh no, he doesn't know what's going on. He's delirious. He's not cognizant and all this shit. And then the young white bitch like, nah, that nigga just spelled some shit. And then so I'm like, yeah, bitch. And then the old white bitch like, nah, he just wants his tube taken out his mouth, and the doctor said he gotta have it in there for another couple hours and shit. She was like, nah, he spelled some shit. Spell it again. And I spelled phlegm again. And she said, phlegm? I'm like, yeah, bitch. And then my arm still tied to the rail. I'm like, she like, is choking you? I'm like, yeah, bitch. So then I don't know if I spelled back, but I said. Then the old white bitch like, yeah, the doctor said he gotta have it in again. And she was like, well, we can vacuum it out. I was like, yeah, please, bitch. And then she was like, you want me to do that? I'm like, yeah. So then she did it. And then I could just breathe so free and clear, man. Oh my God. I was so glad, man. And then shit, man, I felt so comfortable. I just went back to sleep then, man. I knew it was good then, man. I was gravy, man. And the next thing I remember is my mom, my daddy and him coming in, man. And the look on their face, man. That's when shit really got real. To me, I was just going through some shit, But when I seen the worry and the, just the look on their face, man, and shit, man, that made it to the size that it was. Like, to me, I wasn't scared to die. I didn't think I was gonna die. No shit at no points to that shit. And I just automatically, fight any type of bullshit. Anything, like whatever fight that I have, I know if it's my fight or not. And shit that ain't no fight, I'm not fighting that shit. But all this shit I was fighting with no problems and shit. I wasn't tripping. You know what I mean? But on this shit, man, when I seen they face, man, that made this shit real serious, man. I had to think about the shit as well. I've thought about the shit thousands of times and all the little points I had to make, man. I thought about making videos about this shit, man, but this is the only time I did it, and there's been a lot of shit going on. Like the girl that I had at the time, I had to stay in the hospital for 5 days. And the girl that I was fucking with at the time, she was dancing at the little club downtown or whatever. And this bitch brought me a little balloon, little bitty ass balloon, little bitty ass bear with some little bitty ass candy and a little card and shit. But by the time I got to the hospital, called this bitch, she talking about, I hate you. I'm like, what? It's a motherfucking white bitch in a black bitch body, right? Off-brand ass bitch, right? She thinks she real a college bitch and shit, bitch. Your education starts when you get the fuck out of college, bitch. Okay, you know that. Yeah, I got that from Dr. Phil Valentine, but yeah, so I'm like, huh? She's like, I fucking hate you. I'm like, this bitch crazy. So, but anyway, yeah, that bitch just hit me up on Facebook yesterday. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing why I'm making this fucking video, man. Cause I mean, it's a lot of things I pay attention to, like my brother. You know what I'm saying? My brother that we got the same daddy, different mama. He got complex problems on the nigga. Abandoned child type of complex that he still ain't fucking dealing with too good. At this goddamn age, 2014. He got to talk some bullshit on Facebook last week, talking about, yeah, the nigga that stabbed you, you ain't do nothing, so some shit. I don't know what the fuck that nigga said. Nigga, I rolled up on that nigga. I seen him. I seen the nigga in RDC when I went to the joint 2010. Got sent to the joint for a fucking week. You know what I'm saying? Then I had like a 6 month sentence and shit. But I did the rest in work release, and then I got in trouble there. I had to do another month in the penitentiary. So, but before that, when I first went to the joint for a week, and you go to RDC, and I seen the nigga that stabbed me, and then I seen him like he had came to lunch or whatever. We was leaving. I seen the nigga. I'm like, I know this nigga. I seen this. I'm like, that's the nigga in here. So I'm like, yeah, man, I'm fucking around. Really had this nigga motherfucker. Put this nigga on nap time, nigga, tomorrow. So, but then I was talking to, it was a spiritual nigga in there, man. I'll be on that spiritual shit, but it was a nigga I was, you know what I'm saying? We was, we used to be in there chopping it up in the cell and shit. We be in this fucking cell for 22 hours a day. So I'm like, why you in RDC anyway? So I'm like, I had told Brandon, told the nigga I seen him and shit. He like, man, nah, man, don't even fuck with that nigga, man. Cause shit, nigga, some shit, I don't know. I had decided, man, like, yeah, I am trying to get back to my shorties and shit. And get back on the earth and shit, man. So, once the next day, this nigga in motherfucking lunch with me and shit. So I seen the nigga, I rolled up on the nigga, and shit, nigga. Like I said, man, that nigga ain't want none of these hands the first time, but he ain't want none of the hands the second time neither. I'm like, what's up, nigga? He's like, oh, what's up, man? What you doing in here, man? Got some more time? I'm like, nah, nigga. Shit. I ain't got no time. I'm like, I don't even remember what the fuck I said to that nigga. But I know that nigga froze up, was real cool. I killed that nigga right there. But shit, you know what I'm saying? Really, I killed that nigga on the street a couple times because I seen him. One time I seen him, I used to walk around with this big ass missile with a fucking extra clip, man. I used to walk around with that motherfucker for a long time. When I was after I had got out the hospital, man, I used to walk around with that motherfucker, man. Ride around with that motherfucker everywhere I go. Till I went to a church down in Kentucky, a little church in the country, and they broke me down crying. Because it seemed like the preacher was talking exactly to me, and then that girl got up there singing, I keep my sword in my hand. I was way in Kentucky with a motherfucking space missile, nigga. With that shit clip walking around Kentucky like, man, why am I walking around in Kentucky with this shit? I don't have no problems down here, man. And shit, man. But she said I keep my sword in my hand. Man, that shit broke me down, man. That shit, man. I realized, nigga, I don't need this shit, man. I might use this. I might take this shit with me when I be going somewhere where I might need it. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I realized I ain't have to live like that. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, the little. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I started gunning that nigga down a couple times, but it always was lots of people around. You know what I'm saying? And shit, man, you know, just my when I seen it one time coming up out of White Castle there, it's closed down now. They got, you know, White Castle keep the cameras all around, they listen to shit. This nigga coming from the gas station walking through the alley right off 10th Street. And he's like, he seen me like, what's up? I looked at this nigga, I started just motherfucker flat iron that nigga shit, right? I said, I was so bad, nigga. But what I didn't like that, the nigga just flipped his head at the goddamn ground. He must have knew I had that motherfucking bazooka. But shit, anyway, man, yeah, man, that little bitty shit right there. Man, ain't nobody worried about all that shit, man. That's besides the point for my sizzling is. You know what I'm saying? We do get to live forever. There is a God. Oh yeah, well I got to researching them, you know, the creation stories and everything. After I came out the hospital, too, my study increased. You know what I'm saying? Like I done bought 1,000 plus books now and handpicked them. You know, non-fiction books. Like I probably done read over 300 books, under 400, I would say. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I mean front to back. You know, and the other books I use for reference materials, you know what I'm saying, and you know, shit like that. But the oldest creation story I found was about the creator goddess, the creator goddess, and you know what I'm saying. She made the man god for herself, and the other guys, which is, in terms of, the Kemetic pantheon, I hear a lot of scholar niggas, I gotta touch on this. I hear a lot of scholar niggas, they talk about this shit. It's symbolism, man. It's a nigga, nah, that shit is for real. Really real. And I'm standing on it. You know what I'm saying? You bitch ass niggas, y'all put your foot in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And know that. Now apologize. Don't act like no motherfucking fag and shit. Fag. That's one thing about the white boy culture. And all you fag niggas that imitate and emulate, especially real true homosexuals, you will notice and note that one thing about that is, even when they don't want to be homosexual no more, they will feel like, well, everybody knows, so even when they feel so much pain and so much suffering and they regret the shit, they don't want to do it no more. They don't have enough fucking backbone to motherfucking change, and do right. Well, even what they think is right, they just do more and more and more wrong because they like, well, if I already did it, everybody knows, so fuck it. Because, everybody around them still gonna say, nigga, you a fag. Once you a fag, But shit, all they need is one bitch that, nigga, I mean, I ain't saying if they sick and shit, nigga, hey, you done fucked up. But shit, they still cleaning everything, get you a little busy, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, do the right thing and shit. Hey, man, shit. I mean, because me, I'm thankful and glad that I ain't never, got you know what I'm saying, fuck with it in that type of way when I was little. You know, I'm lucky and blessed and thankful and glad and all that shit. But if I did, I feel like I would be a motherfucker like, nigga, fuck that. And I will refuse, you know what I'm saying, to motherfucking, nigga, no. You not about the motherfucking, no. I ain't rocking like that. I still won't rock like that. You know what I'm saying? So. But you bitch ass niggas didn't put your foot in your mouth. See, that's to a lower degree, but it's still, you know what I'm saying? Y'all still keeping yourself on the wrong path of destruction. Y'all think y'all niggas want to be right and shit. You know, y'all talk about we need to get about the money. It's all about the money and shit like that. Or y'all talking about just the symbology and shit. I want you niggas to know that this shit is so real. And this English language that we speak, you know, we gonna be coming up with more terms. You know, we steady coming up with terms. We use words that only have certain meanings, but then we make them mean new shit. Niggas do. We make them mean new shit, new things. You know what I'm saying? Because this language ain't elaborate enough to express all the shit that's, nigga, we feel and think that's different from how a pecker would think. You know what I'm saying? So I'm bringing it to the light. Now, they might say, oh, well, this nigga talking this bullshit. You had a fucking dream. Now you Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? I heard niggas on YouTube. You know, I heard A-Rabs talking about, yeah, I went to the temple, went to sleep, and I was a Tahuti priest, and I had on the crown of upper end Lord. No, you didn't, nigga. I don't believe you, nigga. Fuck it. I don't believe you. You're an imposter, nigga. And if you is, then I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? And then I would just be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, I don't see none of you niggas standing on the teaching. You know what I'm saying? Especially A-Rap motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see you niggas, nigga, you niggas clutching all that fake shit, all this made up new shit. Y'all not standing on the teaching, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You nigga, Osara, nigga, you feel me? You know, it's a God that is just his backbone. And that's what you niggas need to grow on. You know what I'm saying? If y'all grow one, then y'all can stand on this shit. Now, Osiris is very important because, see, you know, like I said, the English language got a hidden anti-African agenda for you that you don't know nothing about, because they feel like they your opposite adversary, you know, they your enemy. Now, what I learned about Osara, Asar, and shit like that, they say, now, okay, hold on. You know, in the English language, we talk about God, and then we talk about angels. And I guess in this language, angels could be the spirit that descends to the earth and then come back to the heavens from the earth. And then even some of them that stayed in the heavens and never came down. Well, then will be, you know what I'm saying, you know, what they refer to in, you know what I'm saying, Kemet as our gods, you know what I'm saying? And some gods was like, even like Tahuti, he was the intelligence of Ra. He sprang into his own, he was there before time, before the beginning too. And then when he popped, when Ra started thinking some shit, that was Tahuti. It was just, it'd be different. They take different parts of the creator goddess. They pops out and they take on their own characters, their own characteristics. It ain't just symbology, motherfucker. Slap y'all fucking self. Okay, so now, my point about, now there was the Divine Nine, and there was the 8, then there was the by 9. Now, Isis and Osiris was the two that descended to the earth. And Osiris, they if you read different white boy books, they refer to him as the first king and man god. And some of them argue, no, he's not the first king and man god. He couldn't be, because he's supposed to live 2, 3, 4, 500 years or some shit. It had to be his sons, and they just took the same name. Nah, motherfucker, then it be white boys like, nah, he was the first king and man god. Okay, and then some of them act like, well, we not sure because of the timeline and all that shit. Now, before I kill all that shit, I just want to express some of the parts of the story for people that don't know. Now, Isis and Osiris came, they descended to the earth. They wanted to touch down on the earth. They were sent to touch down on the earth to lay the format, to show man how to farm, how to marry, how to worship the gods, things like this. Now, the reason why they came, I found this over lots of searches and shit, is because they said that the guys was dissatisfied because men was eating each other. Men was eating each other. Now, they said that Osiris conquered the whole fucking world, not with weapons, with only music and eloquence. Now, this is the formula that I'm using. You know what I'm saying? They made my formula. Hey, shit, man, they stamped it as my fucking formula after that. But, as you read other parts of the story, you know what I'm saying, Segment was sent down, which is the Eye of Horus. The left eye of Horus, I believe. She was sent down to wipe these niggas out that was eating each other. Like, fuck that. Wipe them out. But then it was some kind of thing where she drunk some of the now, and motherfucker had poured some wine in the motherfucker. She thought it was blood, and then she drunk some of the shit. She got drunk and went to sleep, so she didn't kill all of them. That explains why these wicked ass motherfuckers with this evil, wicked magic and shit, they didn't get wiped out, and they've been hiding, and they've been getting stronger, and they've been practicing more and more of that evil magic, and they high tech with this shit now. They think they high tech, nigga, but nah. I done cracked the code. I've been cracking heli codes, and this is my last point is another code that I cracked that I have never heard near scholar talking about. You know what I'm saying? I went to an Ashra Kwesi lecture not too long ago. Man, it's a couple years ago. It's been some years now, but at the question and answer section, I had to ask Ashra. I had to pop that question on Ashra, man, about the tomb about the Valley of the Kings, my nigga. And shit, man, he tried to run me around, man. Shit, man, he just started saying some other shit, man, instead of saying, wow, my nigga, that's a cold point right there. So, man, it's like, man, I don't know who's a fucking, hey, man, I've been studying Ashra Kwesi, man, since I was a fucking shorty, man, since I can remember. Second grade and shit, probably third, I don't know. I remember my daddy used to be playing that shit on VCR tapes, nigga. Got me hooked, my nigga. To where I always been having little books here and there, but I really didn't start reading like that till 03, you know what I'm saying? That was the first time I read 50 books when I got locked up in 03. Okay, long story short, well, this ain't no fucking long story short, but my final point is about the Valley of the Kings. On Valley of the Kings, on the West Bank, you got 52 at least king niggas right there. I mean, you got their queens around them, they main homeboys around them, but they all in line. That's for it to not be no mistake about who was who and when and where. You know what I'm saying? And the storylines and shit that they wanted to say. So all that motherfucking, we don't know who was, you a goddamn lie. All them motherfuckers, you know them crackers be, oh, we don't know who, bitch, they right there. Ain't shit missing. You know what I'm saying? They wrote the shit so deep into the fucking stone, they used the hardest shit. Nigga, you can't fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, you should have blew it up before that shit got to me, my nigga. But anyway, so now all these motherfucking 52 king niggas, and they facing to the east, where the sun rises. Now, if you look to the east bank, there's nothing but 3 temples over there facing to them. They facing to the 52 is facing to the 3. The 3 is facing to the 52. But the 3 over there on the east bank is Isis, Osiris, and Horus, my nigga. Yeah. Now research that, nigga. You good studying ass nigga. Step your study game up, nigga. Cause I mean I had to really, I ain't no motherfucking scholar nigga, my nigga. This shit ain't got nothing to do with me, man. How cold I am, that shit ain't my motherfucking fault, man. I ain't just, hey man, my mom and daddy, you might have blamed them, but shit, as far as me, hey man, this shit just so happened to be for us. I'm just glad and thankful, my nigga. But hey, check that East Bank out, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna let you know. If you don't believe, you don't gotta believe my motherfucking story. I'm just the motherfucker brought it to the table, cause I ain't heard near scholar nigga. Man, Ashra Quay's trying to say, nah, I've been near in it. That ain't no Cyrus temple, and that ain't his tomb. Yes, it is. You know what I'm saying? Napoleon know that. He tried to eat some of the nigga body. That's why he was screaming bloody murder on his deathbed. Yeah, cause he knows something I don't know about that shit. Hold on, who the fuck is this? What up, though? Man, I want to kick some shit about the. Hold on, bro. I want to kick some shit about Tahuti too, man. Tahuti.
Huh?
Man, hold on, man. I'm doing something. Tahuti. You know what I'm saying? I read on the prophecy of Tahuti, and he said, man, Egypt will be took over by foreigners. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna talk to Egyptians. They gonna act like the Egyptians, but they not gonna stand on none of the teachings. And he also said that philosophy was, he said purity of heart was gonna be taken out of philosophy. And then he said he's writing this shit for people in the future that can understand. That's me and whoever, all the down niggas is, all the cool niggas, even white boys, man. Hey man, it could be any race, cause my mama Filipino, you know what I mean? Popped out that Filipino thing, man, but she didn't teach me none of that really too much to God love, because she wanted me to be the cold. She knew I was gonna be a cold nigga with this shit, man. If I just how I was, so hey man, I don't know what y'all gonna do with that, but that's all I gotta say, man, for right now, man. I'm gonna make some more videos, man, you know what I mean? Hey man, take heart, you feel me? Eternal love, eternal life, and I gracefully bow. Like, I don't give a fuck how much you think you're an expert on nothing, nigga. I don't give a fuck about nothing. None of this. Like, on that shit right there, I don't give a fuck about nothing. As far as you think, nigga, you was a fucking expert on Phoenician, Sumerian, goddamn, Babylonian shit, man. That shit is baby shit, man. All that Hebrew shit, man. Don't fucking try to kick no knowledge, man, to niggas like me, man. Because, for one thing, the only main teaching of Kemet, the Black Land, Egypt, the land of antiquity, is the main teaching these niggas got is eternal life and eternal love. Eternal life and eternal love. Eternal love, them is requisite dynamics. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like them go together.